welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing March beauty favorites, get ready with me style. I will continue to do these get ready with me monthly beauty favorites for as long as you like them. So if you still enjoy monthly beauty favorites, please leave a comment, let me know. But yeah, I have a ton of stuff I really want to share this month because I tried a bunch of new makeup and I'm switching up my routine a little bit more for the warmer months. So I'm gonna get started off with a primer that I thought would be kind of gimmicky, but I actually really like it. So it's from Flower. It's called the Supernova Celestial Priming Whip. Now, first time I used this, I was kind of hesitant because it comes out this like soft lavender shade, but lavender is actually a really good color to negate dullness. Although it doesn't give you like a lavender tint on the skin, it gives you a little bit more of like a soft gold sheen. I don't really know necessarily like why this needs to be whipped. I do find it to be a little bit messy, but I do really like how it just instantly brightens the base, and I really like the soft illuminator that it has as well. It does take a minute to really massage it into your skin, but after that it really just kind of disappears. You don't feel it on your face after it's sink in, and once it's, you know, set into the skin, I feel like you can really see it does help negate a lot of that dullness in my complexion, and it just gives me a really soft, realistic, luminous looking glow. It's not over the top. Skin doesn't feel sticky to the touch either. It doesn't feel heavy or, you know, over apparent on the skin either, so it's not distracting. I'm not entirely sure if it being a whipped formula has anything to do with the way it looks on the skin. Perhaps it absorbs a little bit quicker because it just makes it a little bit more foamy and light. But overall, you just need to spend a little bit of extra time kind of, you know, massaging it in, and then it's good to go. So I've really been enjoying a nice light coverage base for day to day. I found myself reaching for the Chanel Water Fresh tint most days. This is really nice. It just provides your skin with the right amount of coverage. It's customizable, obviously. It's like a hyaluronic acid serum with the pigments suspended throughout it. And then as you blend it into the skin, you can see it starts giving you the coverage. It honestly just feels like another skincare product. It really doesn't feel like makeup, which I absolutely adore, and I like how it just looks like my own skin. It's so nice because I just use one pump of this and I feel like I get a really nice evened out base without feeling like I have, you know, too much coverage on the skin. So for concealer, I've been absolutely addicted to the Kosas Revealer Concealer. I use two different shades. So for concealing around my face, I use the shade 6. This one's a little bit deeper and more similar to the color on the planes of my face. And I'll just dot a little bit on my hyperpigmentation or wherever I want, you know, just that added bit. Got a lot of redness around the nose from Retin-A. And then I use number 5 for just brightening up under my eyes and counteracting some of those shadows. Oh, and I always like to do just like a touch down the center of my nose as well. I like that little lift that it gives you when you put some right there. I really like blending this concealer in with a sponge because I feel like it gives me the most flawless appearance, and it doesn't take away too much of the coverage, but just kind of unifies the concealer with my skin perfectly. I'm going to fill in my brows just a touch. I've really been liking this one from e.l.f. This is the Instant Lift Brow Pencil. I think it has a really nice waxy formulated pencil, so it's easy to control, not too much color deposit, and I mean, I go through maybe a brow pencil a month, so I obviously enjoy splurging on them once in a while, but for just day in and day out, sometimes it's nice to have something that I don't feel as guilty about using up quite as quickly. I have been loving the Chanel Cream Bronzer. This one specifically is in the shade 395, which is the deeper shade, and I think it's like the perfect fit for my skin tone. So I apply it much like I do a powder bronzer. Like, I prefer to apply it with a brush, and then I just lightly start applying it all over the skin wherever I want that added bit of warmth. And what I love so much about this bronzer is it literally does just melt into your skin. It mimics your skin's texture. It plays so nicely with whatever products I have underneath it, and I seriously just adore this shade. I feel like it's so much more complementary to my skin tone than the other one, like the lighter shade of this version, as well as the original Chanel Tan de Soleil, which I still have. Maybe I should do like a comparison video on all of those. I just think this shade is absolute perfection for anybody with a more similar skin tone to mine. Like, it just works the best and looks really soft and really natural. I always like to throw a little bit in the crease of my eye as well. I use such little product of this, but it still gives me amazing impact, and I feel like it's just, I absolutely adore it. Like, I cannot stop using that. I've been using that over pretty much every single powder bronzer that I own. It's just, it's good. This is basically your sign to get a hot pink blush, because I think that this just completely wakes up the complexion. So this is from MAC. This is in the shade Heat Index, and oh my goodness, it's absolutely beautiful. You can really layer this on and get it to look more intense if you wish, or you can really make it nice and sheer so that it's just kind of like a soft kiss of hot pink, which is the way I like to do it for daytime. So I just dip in there like one time, and you can see you get that really pretty bright pink flush. They're definitely buildable enough though. So if you prefer a little bit more of a punchy cheek, you can build it up really easily, but I like just a little punch of pink, just enough to, like, you know, wake up my complexion and give me that glow. Another thing I wanted to really quickly mention is these types of products, like the kind of like cream to powder or like really sheer products, they're working the best for me right now because my skin's kind of in a little bit of a weird situation right now where I have spots on my skin that are extremely dry and then spots on my skin that are almost like slick baby skin. My skin's going through that retinization period because after I finished my different tube, I started using prescription strength tretinoin. And although my skin's acclimating a lot quicker because I started off with the different, I still have some finicky spots on my skin. So creams and things like, you know, creamy or like moussey type products tend to help hide some of that dryness on my skin. So I'm not loving like a ton of powder, but I do need some good powder in my life because I want to make sure that my makeup stays put. So I've been absolutely in love with this powder. It's from Dior. It's the Dior Powder No Powder. So this powder is blurring and perfecting. It has these little, you know, micro fine luminous pearls to the product that really help bounce back light and give the skin a really beautiful, like, bouncy appearance. Literally, I mean that. I've shown a TikTok of my skin in direct sunlight with this powder and it just looks so glowy and dewy. So this is quite literally a powder for people that hate powder, and I will just lightly tap it under the eyes to keep all of that makeup in place, and then I really like to set around my mouth. This seems to be where I'm having, you know, the most problems with the tretinoin, really causing a lot of flaking and makeup migration. My makeup is more prone to, you know, like breaking down or just not looking so good in a couple hours, and this really keeps it in place and does not look chalky or anything either. And I'm being completely serious, like it even helps blur some of those dry patches. Obviously I have cream makeup on top of it, so that's helping as well, but just that powder kind of helps like give a soft blurring filter on top of my skin. This is from Hourglass. It's one of their little single shadows. It's the Scattered Light Glitter eyeshadow in the shade Burnish. Beautiful fiery bronze, and I just pick it up on my fingertip like this and then apply it right to my eyelid. I like a nice, you know, kind of like sheer shadow, but I'll just build it up with my fingertip, kind of like work it into the crease as well. It's a really unique, you know, cream powder hybrid. So it can be applied with a brush or with your fingertips. I just like using the brush to kind of soften out those lines. And I just like how it makes like a brown eye pop. This is a really great shade for brown eyes, just to give them a little something. It's also not overly glittery where you can't wear it during the daytime because you feel like it's too much of like a nighttime shadow. This is like daytime or nighttime friendly. And I even really like putting it on my lower lash line and then just softly blending it out. Okay, this is the highlight of my dreams right now. This is the Danessa Myricks Vision Flush in the shade Tiara. So this is like one of the most unique formulated highlighters I've ever used, to be quite honest. It's like a gel, but it's like a gel balm even. I don't really have anything else to compare it to because it is the only thing I have in my collection that's like this, and I just think it looks so beautiful on top of the skin, and you can put it on top of powder products and it's not going to cause lifting. So I apply it to the back of my hand. I will push it in with my fingertips, just using the heat of my hands and kind of, you know, working it exactly where I want it. And then I will go in with my sponge and just further blend and buff it right in. And then wait until you see this. It gives you like a dewy highlight, but it's not sticky. Like, you can touch it and it does not feel greasy or sticky, but you really get that gorgeous, like, almost kind of, whoop, almost kind of like wet look. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but on this side of my face from the retin-A, I'm having a little bit of eczema. My skin's getting a little worried about what's going on. And I put it on top of the eczema patch, and because it has that like gel consistency, obviously when you're looking straight on it, you can see a little bit of texture, but it is not as bad as anything. Like, I think a powder would make it look a lot worse. And cream highlights tend to just like not stick on dry patches for me. But I'm telling you, because this one's like a gel balm, it's got something special about it. It's just like a little bit better than anything I've tried lately. This is truly one of the products where I'm like, this is worth checking out 100%. Like, I just think it gives you such a gorgeous glow. I'm gonna set my brows really quick. I'm loving the Kosas Air Brow. Okay, so this mascara is from L'Oreal. It's the Voluminous Superstar X Fiber. Comes with 2 steps. So you start off with the primer, and then the second step, which is number 2, is the little fibers that you use to extend the length of your lashes. And it's phenomenal. Like, I really like the way that this just makes my lashes look super long. And I also really like how it extends the length of my lower lashes. I really coat my lashes with number 1. You do want to make sure you get as much of the first coat on as you can, because the second coat is more so just like the fiber formula. And this is the one, like I said, that has the fiber. So this is where you'll really start seeing the volume and the length. I am all for these types of mascaras that will give you that false lash effect, just because, you know, I'm not like crazy about false lashes. It's a very, very rare occasion that I will actually wear them. And I mean like once or twice a year. So I want these mascaras that just give you that maximum impact. And I feel like it looks a little bit more fresh than like, you know, a full strip lash. You can really still get that nice dramatic look just by layering the right mascaras, and I feel like this one is such a good one. I'm gonna start off with lip liner because we actually have quite a lot of lip products to talk about this month. This is NYX Nude Truffle. But before we do the lip products, I actually want to share a setting spray that works so well. I took this with me to Guatemala. It would make my makeup last from 6:30 a.m. until like 8 p.m. at night. I mean, this stuff is also the real deal. This is the Glam Guard from Lawless. I really like this. It's got an ultra fine nozzle. You want to shake it up and then just lightly spritz the face. It just kind of like kisses your face with the right amount of mist. It's really nice. I know that looks like an aggressive amount of spray, but there's like, you know, there's just such a small amount that actually comes out of the nozzle, and it just perfectly caresses the face like I was saying. But this, super impressed with. Definitely would say it's working for me just as well, if not better, than the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless, which, you know, I've been loyal to for like 2 years, I think, at this point. So let's talk about lip favorites. Definitely Clinique Black Honey. The nice thing about these tinted lip balms is they're gonna look a little bit different on everybody depending on the natural color of your own lips. So they tend to be like the most flattering version of that shade of tint, but for your face. So I feel like they're just uber flattering. They look a lot more fresh and approachable, especially for daytime. I love Black Honey. I think it's a classic. It's a good one. I've been using it a lot, and I think it's like super flattering. And like I said, you can wear this day or night, and it's just a nice sheer tint on your lips. It's like the best version of your own lips. I am wiping these off in between takes, by the way. This one might not come off all the way because it's a little bit more of a tint stain, but I am obsessed. This is from Pacifica. It's called Rosy Glow. First of all, look at it. It looks like a Jolly Rancher. It's transparent, and this gives you like hot girl lips, hot girl next door lips. That's the way I want to describe this. So you get like a red lip, but it's not so in your face, and I feel like this is like the summer red lip. It just kind of looks like popsicle lips. I think it's, okay, well, my lip liner is looking a little crazy. But yeah, it just gives you like that really flattering, like soft red lip. But yeah, it just gives you that really pretty, like soft, barely there red lip. I just think it looks so approachable and fresh. And honestly, this also makes a really pretty doubled up cheek tint. So if you're not wearing a lot of makeup and you just want like a little bit of color on the cheeks and the lips, this also works really well as a cheek tint because it's nice and sheer. I gotta line my lips again in between every take. Okay, so this one is from Merit, and it's one of their slip lipsticks. First of all, I love the Merit packaging. I just think that this is like so pretty. So this is the shade Slip, and this would definitely be the one I would recommend if you want like the perfect kind of like everyday nude. So you can see one swipe on the bottom lip, and then one, it again, just like, these are so nice because it's just like the perfect version of this shade for your lips because your own lips are still peeking out. Despite being matte, they're very comfortable, and I actually feel like these are a more luxe, comfortable, elegantly formulated Glossier Generation G. The Glossier Sheer Blotted Lip Generation G lipsticks. I think this is like that, but perfected and just a better formulation. And then the last one is this gloss. So this is from Givenchy, and it's in the shade 110. Look at it. It's swirly and so pretty, very feminine. I'm just loving all these tinted lip products that are coming out right now. Now, I do want to say that although this comes in lip gloss packaging, it's actually marketed as a liquid balm, and I feel like it rings more true in the genre of a tinted lip balm or a lipstick. It really doesn't feel like a gloss. It feels more nourishing and substantial and kind of like more sturdy on the lips than a lip gloss does. This doesn't move around pretty much at all, and you can see it's not like that wet glossy shine. It looks kind of like a sheer sheeny lipstick as well, but I am obsessed with this shade too. So all right, so those are all my favorites from the month of March. I will list and link everything with the shades in the description box, so if you have any questions that I didn't hit about specific things on these products, you can always leave them in the comments down below. And then I also did do a different update on my TikTok. A lot of you have been commenting or questioning about how my like acne experience has been, and I think you can even tell in video. I am so happy with the results from using Different. I have, you know, a lot of hyperpigmentation from leftover acne, but I'm having significantly less active pimples. I think a lot of them now are just strictly hormonal, like they'll come around the time of my period, but I don't have like the maskne anymore because, you know, my acne was strictly in the mask area, so I don't have that anymore, and it's really great. So I used Different, and then now for about a week I've been on prescription tretinoin. So I guess I'll update you on how that goes. I'm just experiencing very slight sensitivity, dryness obviously, and then slight redness and irritation, but nothing that I can't handle. And I definitely do attribute a lot of that to starting off with Different and really giving my skin the chance to reacclimate to vitamin A. So I will see you in my next video. I think that's everything I wanted to say. Please be sure to come follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you haven't already. I'm on those platforms as well, aside from YouTube. So if you don't see me on YouTube, I'll be on TikTok or Instagram. But other than that, thank you so much for watching this video. As I mentioned, if you still enjoy these monthly favorites, please let me know. But I'll see you in my next video, and thank you so much for watching this one. Bye everyone.